there was this smell in the air. When I moved into Tonawanda, I noticed it within the first couple of days. Some days was almost intolerable. The smell was so strong, it would keep me from being able to really concentrate on things I was doing.
We bought this house and invested a lot in it, and there were periods of time when the odors that were inundating us were so bad that even with the windows closed, we couldn't get away from it. And it was really a frustrating experience because nobody wanted to talk about it.
Tonawanda had a significantly higher amount of cancer than the average should be, like way higher. And as I was talking to folks, I was talking to my neighbors and people in outlying areas, that everyone has cancer in the family. And as the months went by, what really startled me is sometimes I would call and the people would be passed away that I was talking to just a few months before.
I didn't know other people were suffering until Jackie started interviewing all these people and having meetings at her house. And then it was really heartbreaking because I got to hear all these people's stories about how sick they were.
We got together and we shared our stories with one another, and we asked many more questions. Could it be the environment, and why are we all so sick?
When we looked at Tonawanda Coke and heard some of the stories, we felt that the emission inventories or none of the information that was out there reflected what was really going on out there. And we were really worried about the benzene. Jackie and Adele and Bob started taking samples.
We used this bucket that Denny Larson showed us how to use, and had a bucket brigade in Tonawanda.
And the bucket is a simple plastic bucket that allows people with some fittings in a bag to take an air sample to find out what they're breathing. I mean, buckets are cheap. The analysis is expensive, you know, it can be up to $400. And we started getting results back with extremely high levels of benzene, some of the highest that we'd seen. Jackie had already been in touch, of course, with DEC, you know, and telling them, you know, this is a bad problem, you need to get out here and monitor.
And that changed everything because then we had real data.
From the scientific results from the air sample that we took, we worked with the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, the EPA, and a local university to get 86% reduction in benzene in our community.
It got so much regulatory interest in it with the monitoring, with the inspections, and then the Department of Justice comes in to actually prosecute the case.
People were put in jail, and very large fines were extracted and health studies done.
In talking to other communities that I work with, citing this as an example is really exciting for me. It's also really exciting for other folks to see that this is possible and this does happen. There's so many instances of communities that live on the fence line of heavy industry or just, you know, right next to it. And they can, you know, use that data as an indicator to alert the media, the press, the agencies to really get attention to that location. With kind of this movement of community-based science or citizen science, we can get that recognized as valid. I think we have really great opportunity to turn science on its head.